Hi guys, welcome back to my XVS guide. Now I'm gonna review Nichol of the Epsilon star. So he is a buffer, so let's compare him to Luna Freya and Regis. Like you can see that Epsilon star Nichol has decent stats. His spirit stats is pretty decent, 160%, but it is still lower than Luna Freya and Regis. But still, it is pretty tanky. And like Regis, he has lots of health, 90%. But whoa, he still cannot defeat Regis in terms of defense because yes, Regis get that insane 150% defense. Regis is still one of the tankiest buffer on the game. But what's special about Nichol is he has 100% water resist, 30% ice, and dark resist. And if you count the effect from his Trust Mastery word, that means he has 140% water and 70% ice, and that's insane, guys. Okay, and he recovers 3 LP gauge per turn and has 100% partial ABV rate. That will be useful because you want to use his LP frequently. Okay, but the strange thing is he has increased counter chance, but from what I see on the wiki, he doesn't have any counter attack. Okay, maybe it also boosts the chance of activating charismatic commander, because charismatic commander is really good passive, guys. It will give all allies 3 to 4 LB gauge crystals. Whoa, very decent. So if that means it increased the chance, then whoa, Nichol is really good. And he has 12% MP regen, and like you can see that his magic is quite high, but I think they are kind of useless. Okay, so enough about the passive. Now let's take a look on abilities. Now, as a buffer, you need to able to do side things. One of them is chaining, and I must say Nichol is quite good because he able to chain with Aurel Ray. So if you still use Sighart, Secretive Charlotte, then yes, Nichol can chain with those two because he also learned Aurel Ray. And Aurel Ray is good because it deals high chain count. Okay, so it means it is easier to deal the finishing move at the right time. Okay, and the main problem is it is non-elemental, so that means you need to finish when the chain count is about 30 or 40. Okay, that's not a problem for true double hand finisher, but for true dual wield like Crown Prince Noctis, this non-elemental chaining could be a problem. Okay, for his competitor Regis, able to chain with Stardust Ray. So again, Stardust Ray is the meta right now, so I must say Regis is better in this department, and also Regis able to give your party Aurel Ray chaining move. Okay, so yeah, in the end that means Regis also able to chain with Aurel Ray. Yes, I think Regis is the king of chaining here. Luna Freya only able to chain with Flood, but the good thing about Flood is you can make anyone on your party learn Flood chaining by equipping Leviathan or Kokiryu. And yes, now let's move to the mitigation. So for mitigation, again, I must say Nichol is the winner because he has 30% physical and magic mitigation. You can do that within one turn, so that's very amazing. And as the side effect, you also get 80% like dark ice and water resist. Whoa, 4 elements on this game, so there is a high chance this elements buff gonna be useful for trial bosses because it covers half of the elements on this game. For Regis, his physical and magic mitigation only 20%, so it is clear Regis is the loser. For Luna Freya, yes, Luna Freya may don't have that physical, but her magic mitigation is better. Okay, what about general mitigation? Nichol is also the best because he has 30% general damage mitigation on normal ability, and yes, he has 50% damage mitigation. Okay, it is always needed on today's standard. And the good thing about this Nichol is this 50% damage mitigation available right from the start. So you don't need to wait for LB to be full. So wow, again, Nichol is the winner. Regis is also about the same. He has that 50% mitigation through his limit burst. But for Luna Freya, oh sorry Luna Freya, your general mitigation only 30%. So you are the worst in terms of mitigation. General mitigation, I mean, okay. What about all stats buff? Again, I think this Nichol is maybe the best because the buffs, it lasts for 5 turns from his LB. Sure, his LB may cost you more LB crystals, but it also lasts longer. But the good thing about Luna Freya is her LB is guaranteed, okay? Because she regenerates 12 LB gauge per turn, if I'm not mistaken. So you always able to cast it every 3 turns. But if your Nichol equip 2 daggers with rare ability, I don't think he will have a problem on casting his limit burst. Regis, you are the worst here because your 200% all stats buff comes from your cooldown and the duration is long, shorter than the cooldown. Okay, now what about elements? So Nichol able to imbue ice and water. For ice it is AoE, so very quick. For water you can only imbue 1 character per cast, but since he has dual cast and you probably only bring 2 attackers, it's also doable within 1 turn. For Regis, Regis cannot imbue, but again his Aureal Ray imbued abilities have light element. Okay, for Luna Freya, Luna Freya is really good because Luna Freya also able to give your party water attack and also imperil the enemy's water resist by 120%. And remember, she also able to imperil ice, lightning, water, and earth resist. Okay, yes, I know she doesn't able to imbue a character, but this type of imperil is useful if your main attacker cannot imperil, like Pain, Yuna. Okay, and for elemental resist buff, again, I must say that sure, Nichol is the winner, I must say here, because he can easily maintain 80 to 100% ice, water, light, and dark resist. Whoa, Regis, oh, he got nothing. Actually, Luna Freya is about the same like Nichol, okay, because the only difference is the elements which they cover. For side abilities, Nichol able to cure stop and give stop resist buff, and I think that's kinda useless because most healer on today's standard able to give you all elements, stop and charm resist at the same time. So this stop resist won't be useful at all. That's my opinion. Okay, and for Regis and Luna Freya, they able to give your party killers, so they are also niche, but I think they are much more useful than this stop resist buff. Okay. And for Luna Freya, she also able to give your party auto re-raise, right? If I'm not mistaken. So, wow, I think she is the best in terms of supporting, side support role for a buffer. Okay, so enough about abilities. Now let's talk about recent trial. So I must say that as a buffer, you cannot go really bad on trial, okay? Because it all depends on your party formation. But I must say against Braska, Tiamat, and Shinryu, his compatibilities are quite good because all of his buffs are useful, because especially against Tiamat and Shinryu, okay? And because yes, Nichol able to give you ice water 100%, ice dark, so he gonna be useful against those 2 trials. For Braska, remember that Nichol has 30% physical mitigation, so I think that could be useful if you don't have AoE evasion buff. And against most recent trial, the Marlboro, I think he's just normal, okay, mitigation stats buff, very useful, but nothing special like Shinryu and Tiamat. I haven't taken a look deeply on Marlboro, maybe Maybe Nichol has that elemental resist buff, not sure, but yeah, I think he cannot go bad. Like, yeah, basically all other buffers cannot become bad on any trials, okay, because their buffs are always useful. Okay, now let's talk about equipment. So for equipment, it is obvious you must equip Dagger with 2 rare abilities, so you get faster LB fill rate, and you can cast your limit burst every 5 turns. Okay, the rest simply focus on health, spirit, defense, and basically his survivability, elemental resist, etc. Enough about equipment. My conclusion for Epsilon Nichol, I can say that he is the best non-limited buffer at this point of the game. Okay, he has really high damage mitigation, which is a must-have on today's standard. His physical and magic mitigation are also great. Okay, I think basically he doesn't have any flow. Okay, because if you complain, but he doesn't have all elements resist buff, remember that you need to have that on your healer. Okay, not to search for his bad thing. But really, guys, he is really good. But the problems here is they are not that different. Okay, I mean, he is not that different compared to Luna Freya and King Regis, because basically all of them are 200% all stats buffer, and yes, they also have 50% damage mitigation, except for Luna Freya, of course, but Luna Freya also has that magic mitigation. So yes, about the same, like I said. And I think the best buffer is still Chin, because his buff is indispellable. Many bosses on most recent trial able to dispel your buffs. Okay, so indispellable trait is really useful. Yes, you may be able to recast your buffs again on the next turn, but what if the enemies dispel and then attack your party immediately? Then that's gonna hurt a lot. Okay, so if you don't have Luna Freya, King Regis, or Chin, or even Ignis, then maybe it's worthy to pull for Nichol of the Epsilon Star, because you have seen my abilities comparison, and I believe you agree with me that he is pretty good, but maybe not a huge upgrade. Maybe we need to wait until 250% meta or something else. Okay, and the good thing about him is his Trust Mastery Ward and STMR are very good. I like them. Okay, so yes, his Trust Mastery Ward may be niche, but it gives you basically 80% elemental resist. That's huge, and it also gives you high spirit. So yes, maybe it is niche, but when you need it, it will increase your survivability by a lot. And for STMR, 30% to all element resist. Insane, guys. The extra 3 LB gauge, 30% MP are always useful for any characters. Maybe not that needed, but still nice extra. Okay, so I think that's all you need to know about Nichol of the Epsilon Star. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more Final Fantasy for FFBE guide. Bye bye, guys.